Welcome, brothers and sisters, my name is Eros and I am the Doll Maker. Today we are recording an extra video, a different video, because some of you have asked me for a few book recommendations, especially for beginners. Now, I personally wouldn't start immediately if I am beginning right now to start studying every single spiritual book or every single occult grimoire I could get my hands on. But if I am not going to give you a few recommendations, I will be completely hypocritical, because of course when I was beginning I bought everything I could get my hands on. But please, even in this case, do remember that in our field of studies there are a lot of amazing, incredible things, but also at the same time there are a lot of awful things. So to recognize good material from lazy written material or simple bad material, we are going to need a little experience, some good books as a guideline, and of course we will need to make a few mistakes so we can learn from them. Also, please do remember that in this video I will not recommend you any book of spells, because magic is based on correspondences applied through a method, applied with a technique. So blindly reciting an invocation taken straight away from a spell book using correspondences you do not understand will not do anything good for you. Of course, I have a few spell books, but I use them more as some sort of quiz to catch correspondences, to understand the red thread connecting the wheel of the creator of the spell with the effect that he or she wants to obtain. So it's a process similar to when you are trying to get a driver's license. You are trying to understand the little details and how they make sense. Now, of course, for this video, I also do not want to overwhelm you with too many titles. So I will try to keep the list as short as possible, as useful as possible, at least in my opinion, in my experience. And if I can, I will also try to keep this list as cheap as possible. Now, let's start with my main recommendation. The first one is the Kybalion from the Three Initiates. Now, no one of us possess absolute truth, but these powerful occult books deciphers the basic principles of the core of our universe. So this is a book to read and reread in different parts of your life, in different moments of your life, in different moments of your path walking, and at different levels of knowledge. This is one, if not the most important book for any serious Hermetic tradition. So, for those who want to understand a little better the core mechanics of our reality, this is a must read. Now, this book is usually very cheap, like many other classics. This is usually available sometimes also for free as in a PDF format or as an audiobook, even here on YouTube. And of course, we will discuss better the core principles of the Kybalion in a few future videos. The second book I will recommend is the I Ching. Now, forgive the condition of my copy, but this has been with me for 20 years. So, this is the most important book of Chinese philosophy and wisdom, understanding the knowledge held within. The I Ching is the journey of a lifetime, if you get what I mean. But you may even consult the I Ching with many methods. I recommend the coin methods because it's the most straightforward method. And this book will give you amazing insight in specific situation and on specific situations. Walking with the I Ching is just like taking a long walk in a garden with an old and wise elder or ancestor, even the wise man or woman. Of course, the answers you will get from the I Ching will not be immediately clear, but you will get great results in time. Now, the price of the book depends on the edition and the kind of printing you will want to buy. This is mine and is extremely simple, even if a little ruined, but we both keep our scars. And for example, this is the copy I have inherited from my family. So they are extremely different and with different price ranges. But you just need the basic informations contained in this book. So you can buy a copy as cheap as 20 euros, dollars, pretty much the same. But in this case, I do recommend for you a physical copy of the book, so you can start build a relationship with it. It's been amazing for me. I hope it will be amazing for you. Now, the third book I am going to recommend is Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill, written from Napoleon Hill. Now, I have a digital copy, so I can't really show the cover for you, but this book is at the same time the best grimoire in money, magic, and one, if not the greatest book on mindset ever written. If you have learned how to perform spell work, it will do wonders for you. Now, this is a book that you first need to read, then you need to study it, then you need to take careful notes if you want to apply it properly. But please do remember that every other book about business or self-development is based on this one. This book is usually quite cheap, unless of course you are willing to buy a collector edition. This is a book that always pays for itself and much more. But if you want to just get the gist of it, you can follow the lessons of the amazing Professor Bob Proctor for free here on YouTube. Now, as a side note, of course, as you can clearly see, I have recommended not a single spell book. This is because elemental and planetary spellwork approaches to spellwork are not that simple to explain in a single session, and I couldn't find anything you can use straight away as a book, as a guideline. This is why we have recorded a series here on YouTube about spell. For ritual workings, there are a lot of good readings. For example, any publication classified by the AA, but that amount of material can be overwhelming if you are just beginning. So, to start studying rituals, if you want to start studying rituals straight away, until of course I managed to record the lessons about our way of performing rituals, I recommend the Magick of Aleister Crowley from Lon Milo Duquette, Master Lon Milo Duquette, which has been a direct student of Master Therion. And I also recommend Living Thelema by David Schumacher, Professor David Schumacher, an amazing expert of walking the thin line between magical arts and science. Now, additional readings depends on your interests and on your tradition. If you are on an hermetic path walking, of course, Kybalion will be the top reading for you. Then you can get to the Goetia, the lesser key of Solomon the King, and then proceed upwards in an astral way of calculating your path walking with the other keys. Or even you can start on the opposite side with the book of Abramelin, the mage, and then proceed inwards from the furthest part of the astral realm location of those spirits. So, proceeding downward in the abyss for exploration, for the purpose of exploration, if you want. I hope this was clear. I'm not insulting anyone, of course. If you are coming from a more Celtic or pagan, neo-pagan approach, I do recommend that you, of course I've got a digital copy, so I will not be able to show it to you. I will add to my studies the prose Edda and the poetic Edda, with particular attention to the stanzas, to then proceed with other external sagas of any sort, for example. Of course, recognized official ones. Then, if you come from a more Christian approach, of course, I am recommending you the Bible. And I do mean the Bible, not simply the Gospels. So, you can actually read all the passages to actually understand what the book is trying to say, if that's your tradition. Now, these were my recommendations without drowning you in books or hopefully making you spend a lot of money, just like I did in the beginning, without having a clear idea of what I was doing. I hope I haven't given you, I hope I've given you the best recommendations I could. I hope I was helpful, and these were the most important readings for most situations, in my opinion, of course, without spending a fortune, hopefully. Now, as always, in this extra video, I still deeply thank you for your kind attention, and may eternal light shine on.